James Cavallaro is a visiting professor at Columbia, UCLA, and Yale, and a professor of the practice at Wesleyan University. He's also the executive director of the University Network for Human Rights. He's taught human rights law and practice for nearly a quarter century, most recently at Yale Law School, Stanford Law School, and Harvard Law School. At both Harvard and Stanford, he established and directed human rights clinics and ran human rights centers. Cavallaro has overseen dozens of projects with scores of students in over 20 countries. In 2013, he was elected to the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. He served as president of that body from 2016 to 2017. And Jim, earlier this month, the Biden administration announced your nomination to the Inter-American Commission of Human Rights. Days later, it withdrew the nomination.
So thanks, both of you. Thanks, Katie, for having me on to talk about this. So after an internal process of reviewing candidates to serve as the U.S. national nominee to be an independent expert on the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights on Friday, the 10th of February, excuse me, the State Department announced that I had been chosen to be the U.S. national candidate, again, to be an independent expert on the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, which is the principal body overseeing human rights in the Western Hemisphere within the framework of the Organization of American States. That's on Friday. Just a note, you flagged this before, but I had already served on the Inter-American Commission for 4 years. I was nominated by the Obama-Biden administration, and I served on the commission. I also served as president of the Inter-American Commission. I was elected by my colleagues on the commission. That's on Friday. On Monday, I received an email from a very small right-wing Trump-affiliated outlet, and some journalist has gone through my Twitter feed and pulled up tweets on Israel and Palestine and on AIPAC, and asked me, did you tweet these things? Do you believe these things, etc.? I see this. I send it to folks at the State Department just so they have a heads up, and they tell me, oh, we've already received this. We've gotten inquiries about this. That's on Monday. The next thing I know, early Tuesday morning, I get a notification from someone at State, please call, urgent. I call, and I'm told that my tweets and this news story, which ran Monday afternoon, have caused grave concern in the State Department, and that the ambassador will call. Can you call at this time, that time? Okay, yes, this time I'm available, to let me know that they're going to withdraw my nomination. It is made clear to me that the basis for this are my comments on the situation in Israel being characterized as apartheid, one, and my critiques of the excessive influence of AIPAC, in particular in the campaign of Hakeem Jeffries. They have been his single largest contributor. I'm told that's why I had a discussion with the ambassador, in which I said, I think this is a mistake for A, B, C, and D reasons. He basically tells me, we're sorry, I'm sorry, we're so sorry, this is political, it's not about you, etc. Shortly after that, Associated Press runs a story. They have called State in the interim before Ned Price, the spokesperson for the State Department, announces that they're withdrawing my candidacy. And the AP piece is quite clear that this is because of my views on Israel, in particular my characterization of Israel and the situation in Israel-Palestine as apartheid, and my critiques of AIPAC's funding to Hakeem Jeffries. Later that afternoon, Ned Price has a press conference. He's asked about this, and he says, and I'm paraphrasing, but pretty close.
We actually have that. We can play it.
His statements clearly do not reflect U.S. policy. They are not a reflection of what we believe, and they are inappropriate, to say the least. We have decided to withdraw our nomination of this individual to withdraw his nomination to serve on the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights.
So there he is.
There it is. What he's saying verbatim, my views do not align with the State Department's views. What's the problem? There are two problems here. First, I was nominated as an independent expert, not as an employee or representative of the United States government. My views should be human rights views. They should align with what human rights organizations believe and what I have documented myself when I've been in Israel, Palestine, or in any other part of the world. That's number one, that I was never supposed to be in alignment with the United States. And second, the views of the United States, those are the outliers, because the views on this issue of Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, Al-Haq, B'Tselem, the Harvard Human Rights Program. I mean, the list is quite long. Many organizations and other organizations in Palestine are quite clear, and they have been for some time, that the situation of oppression by the Israeli government of Palestinians in the entire geographic area of Israel and Palestine constitutes apartheid. I'm expressing the view of human rights organizations, and to have my nomination, the mainstream view, the United States view is the exceptional position as a matter of law. To have my candidacy withdrawn because my views are not in alignment is totally upside down. My views were never supposed to be in alignment. I was never going to be a representative of the United States, not Sarah Margon, not that was a problem in itself, but never was my post. I was always supposed to be an independent expert. But now we've got a litmus test on Palestine, which is being applied even to independent experts and even in a different hemisphere, Western hemisphere, the Americas. So the way that this is expanding is really worrisome. In academia, we've heard about what Lara's talking about, but also now in the role of an independent expert nominated by the United States. So that's the long and the short of it, Katie. And again, thank you for having me here to talk about this.